Hey there, good morning, I'm John. Today is Tuesday, October 15th, 2024. Welcome back to another entry in my daily vlog where I talk about what I've been doing, what I'm planning on doing next, and how it's going, trying to make content creation indefinitely sustainable. So, as always, let's get started by talking about yesterday. So I had a stack of things I wanted to get done, and I think I did most of them. So first thing, so with the Friday plays going so well over the weekend, I'm still catching up on reading comments and replying and stuff like that, which I think is a very important part, the aftercare of videos. You know, yeah, I published it, but people like to have a connection and communicate, so you got to go in and reply to those people, or at least acknowledge that they were there. So keeping up with that, a lot of that early in the morning. And then I transitioned right into working on the next Celebrating Yesteryear script for Retro Days, and I completed that and got that delivered. Then in the afternoon, I did some prep for the podcast edit today, which we'll talk about in a second, because it's a long episode, so I want to get some advanced work done so we can get finished with it today. I also worked on the graphics for the Friday plays coming up, which I hadn't yet finished, and I think now they're done? They're never ever done, but I like to have them done before I start working on them so I can periodically come back and look at it and say, is that grabbing my eye? What could I tweak? Could I make that darker? Could I do? So I like to have that ahead of time. Gives me time to kind of ruminate on it and evaluate, you know, after you're over the honeymoon period of like, my graphic, and then you can come back and go, oh, maybe I could change this or make that larger or put some shading on that or whatever. So anyway, I think the graphic for the Friday plays is done. And I also did some play on it, so I know, familiarize myself with the game, which I think is important if you're going to play the game. Then I had a couple of planning calls in the afternoon. I had a planning call with George, which was just our weekly thing, and then Mo's out of town right now. He's on vacation, so it's just George and I. And then I had a planning call with someone else who's going to be a guest host on our podcast, so I had to work with that, coordinate, since I mentioned Mo is out of town, so I have that recording to do later in the week. So let's talk. That was yesterday, pretty much. I mentioned I was tired yesterday. Those are all the things that got done yesterday. So let's talk about stats then. And I have an iffy caveat at the end of stats, but I have a little chart here, and I'd like to be at or above this midpoint, which is 13,000 views and 80 subscribers average over the last 7 days. Perilously close to the views again after we fell down. 12.9 thousand, just under the 13, so that's great. And then subs are up to 128 average over the last 7 since we had the strong last couple of days. Subscribers are the part that I'm not sure what to talk about. So yesterday it was 62.5, I think, when we talked. We had a great weekend. As I looked at it this morning before I came in to record, so we did make 62.6, okay? It was very close to yesterday. When I looked, it was 62,699. So I'm thinking, I don't want to pre-claim anything, but I'm expecting that by the time I record this, get back in the other room, edit, grab the still, that will have rolled over to 62.7. So I'm going to go ahead and pre-declare it, but I won't know when I record this until after it pops up right now. So maybe it's 62.7, maybe it's 62,699, I don't know. I'm hoping I got it right, but we'll see. We'll see if I was premature in my claiming the 62.7. Either way, a little over 100 yesterday. So let's talk about today, which is very straightforward. First and foremost, Tuesday morning, podcast edit day, live, 10 a.m. on Twitch. I'll be taking the podcast that we recorded last week and editing it together live with anybody that cares to watch. It's at twitch.tv/GenXGrownUp. You get there and boom, 10 a.m. Eastern, I'll be there for a couple of hours. What do you do there? Well, you see me do work, which might be as fun as watching paint dry or watching the grass grow, but it's the participation of those who are in attendance and the chat, and we talk about what we're listening to and comment on what we've been saying and the topics, and just generally sometimes go off on cool tangents about other cool products coming in the market, whatever it is. It's a hangout where I get work done. So it's a standard episode. We had a full edit today. Further, if you'd like to join us, or even if you don't and would like to hear about a way to help us, if you are an Amazon Prime subscriber, you may or may not know that you always have a free monthly Twitch subscription token available to you to use. You can't have that money, but if you don't use it, Jeff Bezos gets it back. So if you'd like to stick it to the man and give it to this man, Just head over to twitch.tv/GenXGrownUp. Click that little subscribe button. Scroll down or click a second tab. Look for a tick box that says use my Prime sub. That's going to make your checkout free. And what you've done is you've basically given that $5 or so to GenXGrownUp rather than Jeff Bezos. I think the world would be a better place if GenXGrownUp had as much money as Jeff Bezos. Don't you? Let's start with your $5. That's the first time I used that pitch. I just thought of it, and it's stupid, and I love it. We'll get the podcast done. In the afternoon, a couple things I want to get done. I do not yet have a decided upon long form for midweek, today or Wednesday. I want to get out a long form. I have some candidates. I may come in the room and pull a review item that I have not reviewed and cover that. Not sure. We'll check and see. But I need to get something decided upon and start in production and get out by tomorrow. Let's see. And then I need to do a little more writing. I didn't get to writing yesterday, but writing for the essay Friday. I'd like to have it written before I hit the bricks Friday. So I want to find time in the middle to kind of continue to flesh out the essay for this weekend. Yeah, and that's going to be it for today, I'm sure. And in general, I've kind of fallen into, we talked a couple weeks ago about a kind of a weekly schedule that I'm running. And though it's a little bit flexible, we now have the concerted, we'll have a Friday plays. Most of the time we'll have this Saturday essaytorial thing. And then I'd like to have one or two videos. I'd like to get one on Monday, where I did have one ready for Monday. But definitely another one midweek, so Tuesday or Wednesday, because I like to get at least 3 pieces of long form out a week. That's kind of my baseline. Anything less than that, and I feel like I'm underproducing for what I need to get done. So even if there are a lot of things coming, we're going to have an overload, a deluge of stuff that's coming in the near future. I have stuff that's shipping now. I have stuff that's shipping soon. I just got an email offering me to ship some more stuff. But at the moment, I don't have a stack of stuff to review, so they're going to go back and choose something nostalgic to dig in and look at, whether I unbox an old toy or whatever. I don't know. Look around. Look, there's plenty. There's plenty here. I just have to choose something that I think has a grab factor. So. Yeah, so I need to go get ready for that live stream after I get this vlog edited. I hope that I got the prediction on subscribers right. We'll find out. Thank you, of course, for popping in to check out today's vlog, if that's what you did. If you're here every day, you know I love you for that. Thank you for your tenacity. Have a great Tuesday. Don't forget to do something good for yourself. And I'll talk to you again next day. Bye-bye.